Watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Breaking now, Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger has been sentenced to 2 years in jail with 1 year suspended for a DUI crash from last year. According to our courtroom reporter, Huger will receive 5 years probation when released. She is not allowed to drive for a year, known as the Grande Dame. A jury found her guilty in December. Montgomery County Police body cam video showed her visibly intoxicated, telling police officers she had a couple of beers at a friend's house. Her sentencing starts today. Meteorologist Damon Matson joins us now with the latest check on the forecast. And Damon, we've had a good stretch of weather. My question to you is, will it continue?
Well, Mark, it certainly looks like it will today, so that's at least some good news here. Yesterday we saw the effect of that sunshine pushing us all the way into the middle and upper 60s. Now, Mother Nature had to remind us through the night last night into this morning that we are still in late February after all, folks, and it was a little bit chilly waking up out there to start your day today as we were in the 20s and 30s across the board. So yeah, a little bit of chillier air once that sun did set last night. But hey, it didn't take much. We have plenty of sunshine once again out there today, and look at these temperatures. They are skyrocketing once again. 65 already in DC, and we're not even into the middle of the afternoon yet. 63 Waldorf, and we have a couple of 50s along and west of the I-81 corridor and over toward the Chesapeake Bay like in Annapolis. But all in all, hey, 50s moving into 60s. We will continue to see those temperatures on the rise. There will still be plenty of sunshine, but as we move toward the end of the day, you'll start to notice a few more clouds in the sky. It won't cause us any major impacts for the rest of your Wednesday, but those clouds are a sign of the next storm system that will be passing through tomorrow. Now, as that storm system does arrive, should we expect a little bit of rainfall on Thursday? And will that system bring about some cooler air that will eventually drop these temps? We'll have a full look at your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
17, the nays are 215. Majority voting in the affirmative, the concurrent resolution is adopted.
On Capitol Hill, House Republicans passing a spending bill with a $4.5 trillion in tax breaks and $2 trillion in spending cuts. All Democrats opposed the bill. Some Republicans reportedly were uneasy about it, but only one voted against the bill. Next steps for the bill include weeks of committee hearings to draft the details and send the plan to the Senate.
A lot of work yet to be done, but we're going to celebrate tonight, and we'll roll up our sleeves and get right back at it in the morning.
President Trump wants the bill to extend tax breaks expiring later this year while also cutting spending across federal programs and services. Democrats in the House and the Senate say they vow to keep fighting the whole process. New today, uncertainty about funding levels in next year's budget for DC's free pre-K program. District officials telling families to start considering alternate plans. The Office of the State Superintendent of Education is sharing the notice with pre-K programs of the budget uncertainty, telling them to make families aware. DC News Now's Tosin Vakili takes a closer look.
This is a copy of that email from OSSE sent to pre-K enhancement and expansion programs, PKEEP. As you can see, it says that there is no guarantee pre-K programs will be fully funded in fiscal year 26 in the district's 2026 budget. OSSE telling pre-K programs to give families the budget update and complete My School DC lottery application before midnight March 3rd. That's next week, Monday. The OSSE email says funding levels in fiscal year 26 for the program that provides free pre-K education are uncertain until DC Council finalizes the budget in June. This isn't the first time pre-K programs in the district have faced uncertainty when it comes to funding. Last year, Mayor Bowser proposed hundreds of millions of dollars in cuts to early childhood education in the fiscal year 25 budget. Now this recent funding uncertainty has some pre-K programs concerned. Communikids Preschool says it's concerned for the 244 families it currently serves in that program.
Most of our 244 families live in Ward 3 here in DC, and most public schools in Ward 3 are already at capacity. So what this means to them is that many of these families will struggle to find a pre-K placement. So either they will have no childcare or they may be forced to pay for expensive private options. And I mean, in DC and in the average price of childcare in the city is about $20,000 a year.
The state education agency told pre-K programs today, Wednesday, is the deadline to share the budget information with families, and pre-K programs must provide documentation to OSSE no later than Thursday that they've notified families. In the studio, I'm Tosin Vakile. Back to you.
All right, Tosin, thank you. And D.C. council members are looking into concerns surrounding the Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement. There are now 2 people connected to the agency facing federal bribery charges. The latest, Dana McDaniel. She served as deputy director from 2020 to 2023, and court documents claim she accepted at least $10,000 in cash for her influence on violence interruption contracts and grants. This is the same office tied to the bribery indictment of former council member Trayon White. He was expelled from council just 2 weeks ago. Councilmember Brooke Pinto now calling for changes.
Ensure that we are building in more safeguards so that this important funding and these important efforts are done with fidelity.
Mayor Bowser says her administration investigated the agency after White was charged. McDaniel was let go shortly after because of that investigation. Returning to Virginia, a new poll in Virginia shows a double-digit lead in the race for governor. The poll from Roanoke College shows former Democratic Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger leading Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl-Sears 39 to 24%. 32% of voters undecided. 4% would vote for someone else. The survey was conducted between February 17th and the 20th among 690 voters across the Commonwealth. Early voting for the Prince George's County special election begins today, and this comes after former county executive Angela Alsobrooks took on her new role as a United States Senator. DC News Now's Jean-Marie Cissé spoke to election officials and voters about expectations for this special election.
If you're registered to vote in Prince George's County, you should have received this mail-in ballot. Now, whether you're dropping it off, mailing it in, or even voting in person, election officials are encouraging people to let their voices be heard.
I urge everyone to go out and vote.
Voters in Prince George's County get to choose the next county executive now that former county executive Angela Alsobrooks is in the U.S. Senate.
We have expectations that we would like to see, of course, our school system dealt with. We would like to see crime improvement.
One of the top priorities is how our community is going to deal with all the impact of the current administration. Federal job, people losing their jobs, contractors, it's impacting families. Immigration issues are impacting all of our families.
11 candidates are now left in the race. That since County Council member at large Jolene Ivey dropped out earlier this month. As for those that have already sent in their mail-in ballots and voted for a candidate that dropped out of the race,
it will be counted toward that candidate. And you can't receive a second ballot. Now, if you still have your ballot in hand, and obviously you haven't turned it in, or if you marked it, but you haven't turned it in, then you can come to our office and we can accommodate.
For voters in District 5 in the county, you'll notice a second category on your ballot. 7 candidates are running for the vacant District 5 County Council seat. Now, whether you're dropping off your mail-in ballot, sending it in, or voting in person, many recognize the importance of their vote.
We're going to find people who are going to fight and advocate on our behalf and do it in a seasoned, knowledgeable way. I want the best for our county and think we deserve it.
Now, there are about 9 voting locations across the county. Early voting ends on March 3rd. Election day is March 4th. For now, reporting in Prince George's County, I'm Jean-Marie Cissé, DC News Now.
Jean-Marie, thank you. And on a post on X, Elon Musk says that he's giving federal workers a second chance to say what they did last week. He says a response is required or you will be let go. But this is in contrast to the message of the Office of Personnel Management telling federal employees a response is voluntary. The confusion continues as the letter from OPM noted that there could be similar future requests where workers could be sanctioned for not complying. The White House press secretary says that more than 1 million employees did respond, which is less than half of the estimated 2.4 million federal workers. Well, we're now seeing new pushback against billionaire Elon Musk and his DOGE initiative as they continue to slash government funding and jobs, with dozens of people protesting outside one of Musk's Tesla dealerships in Northern Virginia. DC News Now's Max Marcella was at the rally and shows us their frustration.
Elon Musk has got They're calling for support in the form of a honk, and they're getting plenty of them. In front of this Tesla shop on South Glebe Road in Arlington,
No more Tesla!
dozens of protesters on both sides of the street sounding off against Elon Musk and Doge.
This is not the way to treat federal workers.
The root of the frustration is the slashing of government agencies and jobs. Barbara Addy is a recently retired federal worker who feels the Government Accountability Office should be leading the effort to manage the federal budget.
They cut projects that are over budget. They do not cut people.
I think if we stay silent, it's kind of over for our democracy.
This is just one of many protests happening outside Tesla shops across the country, and this group says they want a message to get across not just to Elon Musk, but also to the people driving by in their own Teslas.
If you can't afford to sell or trade in your Tesla, I think it's time to put a sticker over the Tesla symbol saying that you do not agree with the CEO's politics right now.
This requested action, a show of protest of Musk's company at a time when he is touting his own efforts to cut waste in the public sector. But at this protest, which will be happening every Tuesday, there's frustration considering the amount of federal workers in the D.C. area.
The way he is doing it is wrong, and it's actually evil and cruel.
In Arlington, Max Marcilla, D.C. News Now.